This says the grade a student makes on a test varies directly with the amount of time the student spends studying. Varies directly means it's a direct variation situation. It goes through 0, 0, as you can see it doing on all of these graphs. And that means that if you wanted to find the k value and write the equation, you can simply take the y value of the point they're giving you and the x divided by the x value. Notice that time is the x and the grade is y. So if we take the grade divided by the time, we'll get the k value. They give us a grade of 45% here, 45 when studying for 5 hours. So if you divide that, you'll get k. And k then is 9. Essentially, what that means is that you can increase your score by 9 points for every hour that you study, or that's how that worked for this particular student. So what's the equation? The equation is y equals 9x. Of course, they're not using those variables. What they're using is the x-coordinate is really time, so they use a t. And the y-coordinate is their grade, and they use a g. Okay? So which graph matches with that? G equals 9t. That looks like it's A, and let's just check that the point 5 hours of studying, comma 45, grade of 45, 5 comma 45 is in there, and indeed that's right there. Okay. Now this graph on C looks exactly the same. How can you tell it apart? Well, if you took the time, let's say 5, and the grade of 45, you would end up getting 5 if you replaced t, the time, with 5 down here. And g with 45, you'd get 5 equals 9 times 45. 9 times 45 is not 5. Okay, so that's not an equation that's going to get you that answer. Now, this is a word problem where you really need to kind of think about which one is x and which one's y. How do we know what's x? Well, one way that we know what's x is because they're using time on the x-axis. So we know time, t, has to be the x variable. Now you see this h here. That doesn't mean that that's the variable. They just mean that they're calculating the time in hours. So that's what you get. You get an equation. The grade is equal to the time times 9. 5 hours times 9 will give you a grade of 45.